Hi friends, Julian here. Firstly, there is something I must do. I've let myself down, I've let my family down, I've let you guys down. I hope you will all forgive me. Not sure how to say this.
I swear I will never again extend a sprue with a tin can full of sand. I further swear I will never use a stupid funnel-shaped pouring basin on top of any sprue.
Okay, I'm hoping this is a quickie today. I'm going to try and cast this awesome looking sand rammer, courtesy of SWD Weeb. And I'm going to use aluminium. SWD Weeb has been helping me out a lot via email over the last week, and he's very kindly sent me a few 3D models that I might find useful. There's a very awesome looking sand rammer, a tapered sprue, and a brilliant 3D model of a pouring basin with spout. Now the file for the sand rammer had the words no logo in it, and that got me thinking. I quickly googled how to turn a logo into a 3D file, watched the first video that came along, and it was actually quite incredibly easy. I took my YouTube logo and turned it into a little 3D model, 2mm high. I then printed this on the 3D printer and carefully using a razor blade removed it from the print bed and superglued it onto the 3D model of the sand rammer. goes. I'm going to try and pour it real slow. We're still going. Oh, nice. Look at those beauties. Oh, you little beauty. Oh. Okay, WD-40 one. No WD-40. Brilliant. Oh. Now hopefully these will still have lots of molten metal in them. As the rammer shrinks and the metal contracts, it needs more liquid to feed it, and I'm hoping these will provide that. This one's sinking, this one's sinking, this one not so much. I should have made this bigger, I completely forgot. Oh, look at it, look at this one sinking here. Oh, it's sinking properly, look at that. Oh, it's hot. Oh, I hope it made it down here. Did I even make a connection to that? I can't remember now. This one's not shrunk at all. But look at this baby. Beaut. I was sure that was going to block, you know, freeze and block. But it kept going. God, it's just so unintuitive. The temperatures involved. Things freeze quickly, but they also don't freeze quickly. You know, I guess they freeze with a very thin shell and the centre is red hot. I guess it's because it's so conductive. Like a lava tube, you know, the outside is rock hard, but it's keeping that middle flowing. Very interesting. Oh God, that has shrunk down at least 1.5 inches now. Interesting. So I was thinking that might be too big, but I think that has got to be the minimum size because the shrink is only the middle 10 millimeters, and maybe it could do with being a bit bigger. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, maybe I've got a rammer. There we go. Look how far down it goes. Quite a long way. Okay. Oh, it's steaming. Whoop. Here it goes. Oh, I've steamed up. What's it look like? Ooh! Ha! I completely forgot to put a gate to that. Do you know what? I realised I had. What an idiot. That's hilarious. But look. Oh my God. My logo came out. Unbelievable. Oh my God. That is awesome. Right, let me just see. Look at that. My handy fist is there. Oh, what am I doing touching it? That's actually very warm. Oh, let's dig it out. Or not. Let's make a massive mess. Well, the rammer looks okay. Look at the logo. Can you see that? Brilliant. God, aluminium is so light. Oh, the sprue worked beautifully. Look at that. Right, I'm going to run that under the tap. Okay, very quickly. Right. There is a hollow there. Now I wonder if I'll have a proper post-mortem for tomorrow. Totally usable device though. Oh, look at that! Brilliant. Hi everyone, it's the next day. Gonna have a quick look at this. Now, I'm so pleased with the logo. I think that is just brilliant. Very surprised at how much detail has been transferred from the sand to the metal. I mean, actually, thinking about it, I shouldn't be surprised because even the texture of this feels like the texture of the 3D printed model. You can see each individual line of the plastic there. Now we have got a little void here, and it's got to be, so it's at least an inch, but luckily, because it's not on this surface, it's completely usable. So I'm going to have a good old tidy up. Hopefully that void won't get too much bigger. Take that off. Take off this parting line, these bits. Hopefully there's not a void there as well. Now this bit, let's see which side that was. Ah. Okay. I'm going to chop these in half, see if they're hollow inside. Because this one didn't seem to shrink at all, but there are no voids there. Whereas this one did its job really well and shrunk all the way down. But didn't quite feed enough for the void. And this one, oh well, this just wasn't big enough, so maybe it helped a little, who knows. And there's the tapered sprue. I've got to say the tapered sprue worked a treat, an absolute treat. I will be using that always from now on. Right, I'm going to cut these in half and tidy this up a bit. Hi everyone, it's a few days later and I've been admiring my sand rammer. I've realised I hadn't shot any footage of it since it was polished up. I love this thing. It is so brilliant. Thank you so much, SW, oh my goodness, I think I've been getting your name wrong this whole time. So I think it's SW Dweeb. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. So thank you, SW Dweeb. Love that logo application. That just works so well, and I will be doing that a lot more in future, I think. The void is still kind of probable. Where I've polished and used the angle grinder, it has kind of folded and kind of pushed the aluminium to almost cover up that hole. So in a way it's a good thing. There's a tiny hole there. I mean, I can't put my screwdriver in it anymore. It's like 0.5 millimetre by 1 millimetre. I love the polishing kit. I had no idea aluminium could come up so nicely, and I didn't even go that aggressively. It's just incredible. I'm so impressed with casting in general and how, coupled with a 3D printer, it's just so powerful what you can do. I kind of just gave it a little polish. I didn't want to go crazy, and I didn't want to kind of rub away the logo there. Oh, and this, I haven't told you my awesome news. Let me zoom out. You might be able to see, I've been doing some experiments with large cores, and they've not been going well, I have to say. My core molds didn't have any kind of air holes for the CO2 to get in, because I didn't have any CO2 source. But you will never guess what. eBay. Hooray for eBay. A full pub gas cylinder, CO2, 100% CO2, like 10 kilos worth, £30 on eBay. I couldn't believe my luck. Basically, I've spent 2 hours this morning driving to go and get it. Keep an eye out on eBay. Brilliant bargains. Also, this came today. So this, I think in part, worked really well because SW Dweeb on his bell video, he showed he had some really big feeder tubes. And I tried to make some when I was making this, but I don't think they were quite big enough. One of them worked well, but from eBay again, this was so cheap. This was like £4 delivered. And I think it's 38, I think it's 1.5 inches. And it's thin walled, so hopefully it will cut through the sand. Oh, that's a bit dirty. But if I cut it into several, next time I cast something big, I can put a whole load of these around it. But I didn't really have a tube that was, I think I had one that was 30, and I think this is 38. So that will be better, because I think the outer sort of 10mm freezes, leaving the middle molten. And obviously I think if you have more molten in the middle, you've got more fluid bronze or aluminium to feed the part. That's my theory. Take it for what it's worth. Nothing. I'm such a good mood because of that CO2 canister. I cannot believe it. And this, I absolutely love it. I'm nearly done editing. After I upload this one, the one that you're watching now, I am 100% up to date with my casting and editing. Interestingly, I watched a video by SW Dweeb yesterday. I think it must have been a few months old, and he was explaining how it can be quite tiring to do all the editing, and I agree with you. It can be tiring. It's a good job this is really fun. Because if it wasn't fun, why bother? And it is really fun. I recommend you just start thinking about how it might be useful to you, and before you know it, you'll just think this is the best thing ever. I'm going to take some close-up shots of this now. But before I go, please subscribe, thumbs up, press the bell icon so you don't miss out on a video. So, some close-up shots of the sand rammer now. Oh, so I got the gas bottle real cheap, and I thought, great, now what do I need? And I've Googled it, and I've only gone and had to spend an extra 35 quid on a bloomin regulator, so that's not so good. But I didn't really want to get, there were very expensive ones, and I went with a reasonable one, because I didn't want to explode into a big spray of meat. When the regulator comes, I will... so these cores are for a kettlebell. And I need a core that's big so that I can make the kettlebell out of bronze. So that was like, it's meant to be there. This bit, so it was in its mould for about a week, and this bit was lovely and hard, but about 2 inches down it was still soft. So this core would go inside this, and I'd end up with a solid bronze kettlebell handle and shell, and completely hollow from here in, you know, like, and then I'm going to fill it with lead up to the desired weight that you want for the kettlebell. So that's what I'm going to do with the cores. But now I've got the CO2, I think that's going to be really awesome. But core-related, I think I need to nail that, because I'm kind of wanting to do things that require cores, and I'm just gabbing on again. I'm going to do some close-ups of this. So check that out if I spin it round. It is incredible. I mean, you can see each individual bit of plastic deposited underneath that logo. There's a little blemish. Here's the side where you can feel, it feels exactly like sharp edges, like the 3D print. I mean, I've softened it now with the polishing. But the resolution, that what you might be able to achieve if you manage to get it perfect. So there's the, is it that side? Or that side? One of these two is the hole. And there's the logo again. Love it. Thank you so much, Perry, aka SW Dweeb. And thank you, Martin, for all your help as well. You've both been so helpful and useful. In fact, loads of you guys that have been commenting, I say loads, 3 or 4 people have commented, and it really gives me a little boost and it warms the cockles of my heart because it really helps me out. It really does. And the books you guys recommending, I've already got them and I'm reading them. I'm loving this little group of casting buddies I have. There's a lot of potential in this, I think. If I did an axe and I smoothed out the surface with body filler or primer and different layers of paints and everything, even though it's a kind of a convex and a concave surface, you know, a complex surface, not flat, I think if you 3D print something like a logo or a design, it will quite happily, if it's a little bit warm, quite happily bend. So there's something to be explored there, I think. Right, this was totally supposed to be a very short video, and as per usual, it isn't. So, I apologise. Goodbye. Have I told you how much I love my gas cylinder? Oh, and it's completely full. It was completely unused. It had this wrapping on and everything.